Good. Okay. Coach, what's just your initial impressions of about the game?
Well, we faced a good football team today, and we knew going into this ball game that we're going to have our hands full against Michigan Tech. And then I looked at the way that we came out. I mean, we had a legitimate shot at winning that football game and had a lot of opportunities that we just didn't capitalize on, and it seemed like the breaks obviously weren't going in our favor, but you got to overcome those kind of things. You know, the one thing I will say is our guys fought. You know, they battled right to the very end, you know, to try to win the football game. And you know, when it comes down to effort, you know, I can't talk poorly on that, because that was there. But we just had to make some of those plays and make it happen to come through and win.
Like you said, you know, a couple of missed field goals, missed opportunities in the red zone. How much do you feel that you guys kind of just let this game slip away a little bit?
Yeah, well, we had opportunities there to go up in the football game, you know, and that's the thing that I, you know, felt strongly about, is that even though those things weren't coming through for us, the fight the dog was still there, you know, and right down to the end when we finally got to the point where it was over and we didn't have a shot anymore. So, but, you know, you've got to be able to make those things happen, you know, and, you know, we had some opportunities early in the ball game, you know, to keep us right in the hunt, and we didn't make those football plays, and you have to.
How big was that, getting those two personal fouls and then not being able to get anything out of it there in those third quarter, second quarter?
Yeah. Well, you know, those are all things that, you know, make it challenging, you know, and you've got to overcome those kind of things. And, you know, things got kind of, I think, out of control with a few of the calls, but that's part of the business. You know, we have to keep our composure, and we have to play through that and not allow that to get into our focus. And it got into our guys' heads a little bit, you know. And when we went back in at halftime, so you got to drop that. I mean, because there's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, maybe it's not going our way, but, you know, it's us that we have to turn it around. And you know, and we came back and we fought and got ourselves, you know, a chance to, down in the final stretch there, you know, to have opportunities to win the ball game against a team that right now is hoping to play in the NCAA tournament, you know, and one of the top teams that is out there in the country. So, you know, I feel pretty good about that. We're not that far off the mark, and we should have beat them today, but we didn't.
And Jeff, just talk about there's such a fine line between, you know, victory and defeat, and we talked about this at Indianapolis, and just like those little things, as you just talked about a little bit, just those little things just kind of built up and allowed for really just a kind of a close game that maybe you could have won and just slip away. Just talk a little bit about how close everybody is in the GLIAC and how just a little mistake here and there can really add up.
Yeah, no, every weekend, and just like you said, these last two ball games, I mean, you sit there, and the frustrating part of it is, you know, the way we're playing football, we're playing right in there and giving ourselves opportunity to win those games, you know, and we just, it's not like going out there and not having a shot at it. And that was a real good football team, one of the top teams in our conference right now. And the frustrating thing is that we had our shot at beating them, and we didn't. But we have to, you know, we've got some young people out there, and, you know, sometimes we're not, you know, maybe focused, and, you know, and things, you know, ball goes through your hand, or we miss this or we miss that, and it's a game of inches sometimes, and we have to be able to take advantage of those things to be successful. Earlier in the season, we were getting a few of those breaks coming our way, but it was still, every one of those ball games, it was coming down to shootouts, you know, and how many shootouts have we been in, and we were winning them before, and right now we're falling short on those things. And we got one more ball game against Northwood this weekend, and next weekend coming up, and these guys are going to go to battle, and we're going to go in there and we're going to go after it to win that football game.
How important is a winning season for you guys?
It's important. I mean, it's important. The important thing is, the most important thing is the direction that we're going and the confidence that the guys are building, even though that today, you know, it hurts. You know, it hurts. Every one of our guys are frustrating. But on the other hand, they all know what we have, you know, and how close we are to being able to take that next step. And, you know, it's to get back into the competition and get back to competing for a championship isn't an easy task. It's a journey, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others, but we're on our way in that direction, and that's what these guys got to keep focused on. You can't step back. I mean, we got to keep fighting forward, and, you know, I see that. And like today, I mean, we're not going to back down from anybody. We played a very good football team today, and when things aren't going our way, we're going to come back. We're going to fight you. we're going to play it out to the bitter end, and guys are frustrated and lose their tempers a little bit too. But I'd rather have that than people that aren't ready to go to war, and our kids were.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.